Guys, what is up? Today I wanted to do a makeup tutorial since I haven't done one in literally over a year, and I thought it would be a great time to do it since I'm going out to Charlotte tonight. Let me go ahead and get started. Alright, so first things first, you always want to moisturize your skin before you do anything. So I'm going in with Nature Republic Aqua. This is for the dry skin because I have super dry skin. Like, it looks like a water cream. I'm going to take a generous amount and put it all over my skin. And after we have our skin moisturized, we're going to go ahead and want to hydrate our lips. So I'm going to be using the Kapari. This is found at Sephora and it's called the Lip Glossy. And before we go in with that green concealer, I'm going to prime my skin using the Professional by Benefit. This has been one of my favorites for literally years now. I think I've had this bottle for about a year and a half and it still lasted me. So I definitely recommend this. You only need a little bit and it goes a long way. So I just warm it up in between my two fingers, and if I look down, that just means that I'm looking at the mirror that's right in front of me. And I'm going to put it on in this kind of finger motion so it really gets into my pores. Now I'm going to go ahead and conceal my blemishes with the green concealer by LA Girl. This is like $3. It's super cheap. You can get it at Ulta. And I'm going to be blending that out with this Morphe E8 brush. This is such a good brush and it's really cheap too. So now that I have that basically on my entire face, because my face is hating me right now, I also have rosacea if you're wondering why I do have red cheeks. It's not inflamed right now, so it's not super bad, but I do have rosacea if you were wondering. So I'm going to be blending this out super softly, not pressing too hard at all. If you're looking for really great brushes and you don't want to pay a lot, definitely check out Morphe. It was one of the first companies that I ever got brushes from when I started my business and obviously started doing makeup and things like that, and I have loved them ever since. They just come out with new products every year and they get better and better each year. And this is the green all blended out. So over that you can put concealer if you're super uncomfortable with your acne or your red spots or anything like that. I just go straight in with my foundation. It doesn't bother me that much. When I do my foundation, I do match it to my neck. I know my face is a lot lighter than my neck, and that is because I self-tan. If you guys are interested in what I use for self-tanning, let me know, but that is why my face is lighter than my neck. For foundation, I think I'm going to mix these two. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow in the shade 205, and I'm also going to be mixing in the new Becca 24-Hour Ultimate Coverage Foundation in the shade Olive. So this is the amount that I'm working with. This is a lot more than I'm going to need, but I do just mix it on the back of my hand like so, just with my finger. You can use a spatula for this, but nobody got time for that. I am going to dot this all over. Also, make sure to put some on your neck as well. You don't want to be out here having two different skin colors. I know I do naturally, but when I have makeup on, obviously I don't want it to look like that. Right, and then to blend that out, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal sponge, and I'm going to be using the back end and patting it all over. And when you pat, it kind of melts it into the skin and makes it look a lot more natural while giving it a really good coverage. And then after you have your foundation on, your skin should be all evened out, and this should last all day. And then now time for concealer. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I know Jeffree Star raved about these, so I had to pick it up, and mine is in the shade C2. It does come with a doe foot applicator. If you're familiar with Shape Tape, I love doe foot applicators. And I'm going to be taking this under my eyes. So what this is doing right now is highlighting my face. I learned this trick from Jackie Ina. I'm actually going to let it sit on my skin for about 30 seconds before I blend it in, and that helps it to give a little bit more coverage and to help it stay longer. And while I'm waiting for that to dry down just a little bit, I'm going to go in with my Goof Proof by Benefit. And I'm going to be taking the spoolie side and brushing through my hairs. Alright, and then after we have our concealer on and then we have our brows brushed, I'm going to go in with the top of the sponge and blend out all that concealer. Also, if you're wondering about my lashes, I did get lash extensions and I did upload a video about it, so if you want to go see that, check that out. But I am loving them. Honestly, it is like a really good confidence booster. Like, I'll look at myself without makeup and I'm like, oh, I don't look dead today. But yeah, it's awesome. It's totally worth the money. Definitely look into it, but you can watch my video if you want to learn more about it. Now that we have our highlighting concealer done, I'm going to be going in and concealing this dude because it's super red and yeah. So I'm going to be going in with this mini NARS concealer in the shade Custard. You're going to want to go in with a concealer that is similar to your skin tone so it blends in, since if you use the same concealer that you did when you're highlighting, it is going to highlight it and bring out that acne or that pimple or the red or whatever it is. So you're going to want to go in with a color that is similar to your skin tone. And then I'm just lightly dabbing, just barely tapping it, so that way the most coverage will be provided. I'm going to go in with my finger and blend around it so it all melts into my skin. Alright, so I've zoomed it in so you can see what I do to fill in my brows. Again, I went ahead and brushed them up. So I start at the beginning of my brow and I lightly fill it just like that. You don't want to put too much pressure because that is going to basically ruin your brow if you do that. On the top, going over line of this top right here of this arch and pulling that product down. And then you're just going to want to fill in the bottom, do a little top part here, and then you're going to want to take the product flat and drag it upwards all over your brow. And then once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and brush it out again to brush all that product so it doesn't look like we have Sharpie brows. Do you guys remember when squiggly brows was a trend? I'm going to go back in and fill in all the sparse areas. And then to carve out my brows, I specifically use this NARS concealer. It's in the pot. And this is in Vanilla Light 2. I also use this e.l.f. brush with it. This is a flat definer brush. So with this, I'm going to go underneath the brow. And then I'm going to blend downwards. Once I have blended out just like that, I'm actually going to take my finger to blend it out even more. Okay, so now that the brows are complete, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes using the same NARS concealer that we used to carve out our brows. And I'm going to be taking my ring finger, just dipping in a light amount, and then going and covering my eyelid, avoiding my lash extensions. And now that we have the eyes primed, I'm going to go ahead and set that in place. I'm going to be using my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is my Holy Grail powder. And I'm going to be using my Morphe M504 brush. When you set your eyelids like that, your eyeshadow is going to last like 10 times longer, and it makes your eyeshadows go on a lot smoother. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I love Anastasia shadows. They're one of the best formulas I've ever used. For my transition shade, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe R37 brush. Don't judge me, I know it's dirty. I need to clean my brushes soon. Alright, so I'm going to be going in with Orange Soda. And I don't have any look specific in mind, I'm just going to go for it. I haven't done eyeshadow with my lash extensions yet, so this will be interesting, but I'm just going in circular motions with that Orange Soda shade. And then I'm going to be going in with the shade Sienna right here, and I'm going to be taking that on my Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to be placing that right under our transition shade. After you get product on your brush, you're going to want to tap it off. You see that fallout? You don't want that on your face. Sometimes you will get it, but it's not the end of the world. And then I'm going to be going in with the first brush I used and blending those two together. And then I'm going to be going in with my Morphe E7 brush on a normal basis. No, I don't use this many brushes. I'm just trying to be fancy for this video. Honestly, you could use probably like 2 brushes and get the same look, so don't feel like you have to go buy a bunch of brushes just to do an eyeshadow look. Use what you have and make it work. Right, and then I'm going to go in with Cypress Umber. It was in, I think, Modern Renaissance as well. It has a ton of fallout because it is so pigmented, but it's fine. So I'm going to be patting that right on the edge of my eyelid and right where my crease starts. And if you don't have a crease, fake it till you'll make it. Right now I'm just going in between blending brushes and blending all of those shades together. This is going to be a super basic look because I'm just going out to eat and probably a movie. So I'm going to be taking another one of these e.l.f. brushes. I literally got this at the dollar store and it works great. Like, I've had this for so long. And then I'm going to go in with Tempera, which is this white shade right here. Had to make sure that was the right name. And I'm going to be dusting off the excess as well. And then my lash extensions get in the way, but it's fine. And then I'm going to be pressing just to brighten up the eye. Then I'm going to blend those shadows out again. And if you wanted that shadow to pop even more, you could go in with a concealer and lay that down first, but I'm in a rush, so we're just going to go basics today. And then I'm going back in with Cypress Umber and just deepening it up the look again, patting that shade. And then I'm blending that out again. But basically, this just requires a lot of blending. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my inner corner highlight, my favorite, and I'm going to be taking the shade Glistening from this, which is like a gold. Using this on a MOTD eye-catching crease brush, but I use it for my inner corner. And then I'm just pressing that pigment in and blending it into my lid shade as well. And then I'm going to be taking that up right below my brow bone as well for that brow bone highlight. Brow bone highlight and inner corner highlight is so pretty, especially if they're like matching colors. I don't know, something about it. I'm just a fan. Alright, and then if we have any fallout, I'm going to be taking the same brush that I used, this Morphe M504, and brushing that away. And I haven't set my under eye yet. I don't always set my under eye just because I do have dry skin, but if you have oily skin, then go ahead and do this. And then I'm going back in with my sponge and using the tip to kind of just clean up the outer edge. You don't need any more concealer with this or anything. Forgot what I was going to do. And then I'm just going to lightly set my under eye using the MAC Studio Fix powder. And I'm going to be using the Morphe M438 brush, which is just a little tapered brush. And then going and patting right under my eye. And then I'm going to go in with this unnecessarily large brush. This is the Morphe E41, and I'm going to be taking that and pressing that over my cheeks just the slightest bit, just so my contour and my bronzer and my blush blend out and it's not streaky. Right, now that I have you guys zoomed out, I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my skin. I'm going to be using another one of my holy grails, which is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I can't talk, sorry. You can get this at the drugstore or Ulta, and I'm going to be using that with my Morphe M530 brush. Patting that in and dusting off excess as well. Just going in the hollows of my cheekbones. I contour with this bronzer as well as like a 2-in-1. I don't contour like with the ashy color on a daily basis. I will do that if I have an event to go to or something that I need to look really snatched for, but then okay, anyway, and doing my forehead. If you're blonde like me, try to not get this orange powder all up in your roots. All you need to do is take like a makeup wipe and just kind of brush on your head because you don't want an orange hairline. Have I had foundation lips this entire time? And then for blush, I'm going to be going in with one of my faves by Lancome. This is in the shade Glowing Lights 06. It has like a highlighter built into a blush. So with this one, I usually don't even apply highlighter because it's just so glowy on the cheeks. This was what I was wearing in my lash extensions video if you were curious. And then I'm going to be applying that on my cheeks and where I usually highlight just because it does have that glow factor in it. and it doesn't have a lot of color payoff. It's more of like a glow, and it's not like a chunky glow either. It's more of just like a shimmer that goes across your skin and makes your skin look smooth. That doesn't bring out any texture or anything like that I've found. And then I'm actually not going to go with any highlight. I know, shocking, but I feel like this is already glowy enough. For my lashes, I'm just going to be using one of these spoolies and combing through them. Then I'm going to be going back in with the Soft Glam palette and using the shade Sienna under my eyes. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used the MAC powder on and just slightly sweep under my eye so it's not so harsh. Then I'm going to be taking the new Caution Hourglass Mascara. This is a mini size. And then I'm going to be applying that on my bottom lashes. And I am going to apply that, but not going to the root, just the tips. So that way they look a bit more cohesive. Alright, so this is the eyes completed. Alright, and now for my lips, I'm going to be using this Essence lip liner in Satin Nude. I got this at Forever 21 actually. I was like, oh, that's a cute color, and I actually really love the formula as well. And then for lips, I'm going to go in with this Hourglass lipstick in the shade Activist. This is like a little crown. It's super pretty. I love the formula. It stays on for a pretty long time as well. And then over top of that, I'm going to be using the MAC Ariana Grande lip gloss. And then to finish off this look, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Sport Fix Extra Hold Makeup Setting Spray. This is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this little tutorial that I had for you guys. I know it was super basic, but I thought that maybe it would be helpful to some of you. So just let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.